Frustration is mounting and anger is growing with the liberals and passive politicians. Learn the playbook of those who are trying to destroy our country. From the blue-collar professor, he teaches, he leads, he speaks out for truth and justice. Now, the educator of all things conservative, your host.
The leader in talk radio on the internet, right here on K98Talk.com.
Is debt beating you down? You need discipline. You need the Debt Ninja. If you've been caught in a financial trap and need to be set free, then you need the Debt Ninja. Want to stop those harassing collection calls? Start saving thousands in interest and fees and get out of debt fast? Then you need to call the Debt Ninja. The Debt Ninja will find the best companies across the country that will help you consolidate all your bills into one easy payment, reduce your payments by 30 to 50%, and get you out of debt fast. If you have unsecured debt of $10,000 or more, such as credit cards, loans, or medical bills, call the Debt Ninja for a free 15-minute consultation.
Call 800-826-1246. 800-826-1246. That's 800-826-1246. Call today.
The Debt Ninja.
This is Slickery Trigger for Rebel Road Tactical. With proper care and feeding, your pistol will be ready when you need it. There to save your life. Shouldn't your gear be that good? Whether you need a holster for comfortable everyday carry or a tough-as-nails holster for your next training course, Rebel Road Tactical has what you need. Check us out on the web at rebelroadtactical.com.
Tired of paying outrageous prices for Viagra? Well, we have great news for you. Now you can finally get Viagra at huge discounts. Healthy Man allows you to save up to $500 on Viagra. Why pay U.S. pharmacy prices of $15 per pill or more when you can get Viagra for less than $3 a pill? Call today and get 40 Viagra pills for only $99. This can cost as much as $600 at your local pharmacy. You can't afford not to call us. If you want Viagra at the lowest prices, never pay $15 a pill pharmacy prices again. Get Viagra for less than $3 a pill. Call 1-800-516-7602 today and save up to $500 and get 40 pills for just $99. Healthy Man is fast, easy, and affordable. Operators are waiting at 1-800-516-7602 to take your call right now. Call 1-800-516-7602. That's 1-800-516-7602. Again, 1-800-516-7602.
In these uncertain economic times, you've got to do whatever you can to save money. One of our biggest expenses can be our cars, especially when unexpected repair bills hit. Not anymore. If you own a vehicle with less than 130,000 miles, is less than 12 years old, has a warranty about to expire, or even no warranty at all, you could stop paying for car repairs. Roadside assistance, towing, and rental coverage are all included. Don't wait for the next repair. Make one free call right now to see if you qualify. If your vehicle is less than 12 years old, has less than 130,000 miles, even if it's out of warranty, paying for car repairs can become a thing of the past. Call us right now and get your car protected before your next repair bill hits. Get protection and no more repair bills. Call 800-696-1030. Again, 800-696-1030. That's 800-696-1030. 800-696-1030.
Alright folks, this is Rick Robinson with you. I want to tell you about some friends of mine from a company called Security Enforcement Specialists. When I ran my security agency for 12 years, I worked with one of these partners on a daily basis. He's been involved in this agency now, and with his other partner, they do have over 30 years of experience in the private security industry. If you own a business, and you need someone to keep you or your customers or residents safe, then I highly recommend contacting Security Enforcement Specialists today. Give them a call at 405-703-1796. Again, that's 405-703-1796. Again, tell them Rick from K98 Talk sent you. Like I said, if you need the help, they are here for you, so make sure that you go look them up, check them out, and see what they can do.
Wrong way. Welcome to the place.
Individuals and businesses with tax problems, listen carefully. Do you feel like you're losing control over your finances? If you owe over $10,000 in back taxes or have unfiled tax returns, we can help you take back control. The IRS is the largest and most aggressive collection agency in the world, and they can seize your bank account, garnish your paycheck, close your business, and file criminal charges. Take control of your tax problems now by calling the experts at Tax Mediation Services and take advantage of the Fresh Start program and new laws that may allow us to negotiate a settlement for the lowest amount possible. Our team of tax attorneys and enrolled agents can stop collections and get you protected so you can take control of your financial future. Tax Mediation Services is accredited by the Better Business Bureau. Call now for a free case review and a price protection guaranteed quote.
Call Tax Mediation Services now at 800-610-9050. That's 800-610-9050. 800-610-9050.
The Internet will never be the same. You're listening to K98Talk.com.
Wow. Good God, y'all. What is it good for? Absolutely.
Host, Dr. Gavin Mitchell.
Boy, did it hit the fan last night in Cleveland. Oh, my goodness. I don't know how I feel about this. I saw what happened. We know the backstories, and still I'm completely torn. I couldn't be more divided about this situation, and I know that the never-Trumpers are going to accuse me of being in bed with Trump. I know that the Trump guys are going to accuse me of being a homer for Cruz. I get it. But we've got to look at this objectively. And it's a mess. It's not good for what we have. And there's plenty of blame to go around, believe it or not. Now, I know those of you that are loyal to a certain candidate are going to say, absolutely not. It's that guy's fault or that guy was 100% right. But we've got to step back and look at this and what it means for us and what it means for our country. Welcome to the program. What a start, huh? The Thursday edition of the program. Thank you for joining us. And so here we are. This whole thing started back in Cleveland when Brett Baer asked the entire panel, would you support the Republican nominee no matter what? And it was a job launched to corner Donald Trump because everybody was afraid Donald Trump wasn't a real candidate. He wasn't going to win the nomination. And him running third party was going to launch that Ross Perot effect where he just steals votes from the GOP candidate and it propels Hillary Clinton to the White House. That was the fear. That was the absolute positive outcome, and that's why that question was asked. There are no two ways about it. But as that happened, they asked Donald Trump, but to make it fair and to try to seem unbiased and like it wasn't a hit piece launched by Brett Baer and Fox News Channel, they went down and asked everybody else. Well, everybody ended up signing a pledge. Everybody. And that brings us to now. So Donald Trump meets with Ted Cruz a week or two ago in Washington. All reports are they've talked numerous times since then. From both camps, from the insiders, they've had conversations. Now, what went on in that meeting, who really knows unless you were there? I have my suspicions. You have your suspicions. I get it. Something more than, hey, you want to talk at the convention? Yeah, you bet. Sounds good. See you then. It was much more than that. I kind of hoped for a long time that the two had buried the hatchet and Trump was going to be VP. Oh, that would have just made me ecstatic. Well, that didn't happen. A lot of people thought they were there to mend the bridge. And if it wasn't VP, that Donald Trump was talking about tapping Ted Cruz for another position, a cabinet position, maybe filling him out. Do you want to be on the Supreme Court? There was that possibility. My good buddy Matt Locke from the Matt Locke Show seems to think, hey, here's the deal. I know we got our differences, but I'm going to tap Mike Pence for VP. Is that somebody you can get behind? Is that somebody you can jump on board with? But nonetheless, we know that that conversation was, hey, will you speak at the convention? And Ted Cruz accepted. Now, there's a lot of pride, and the Trump camp is bragging about the fact that, look, Donald Trump, it was a no-strings-attached invitation. It wasn't a, well, if you'll endorse me, we'll give you a primetime spot. If you'll jump on board with me, we'll give you this spot. None of that. It was, would you like to speak? Done. And Ted Cruz said yes. Now, there are a lot of people on the Trump side that said Ted Cruz had an obligation. He made a pledge. He claims to be a man of his word, and he is yet to endorse Trump. Fair enough. I agree with that. I do. But here's a man who's saying, you know what? After you come after my wife and insult her looks, and after you accuse my dad of being a murderer with the whole JFK deal, you cross the line. I can understand that. Right? And so here we are. But this whole deal at the convention, do you remember the roll call vote and everything that happened with the whipping votes? We talked about it. We talked about it either Monday or Tuesday. Included in that to unbind the delegates was a motion to make all Republican primaries across the land closed primaries. What does that mean? Some states have closed primaries where you have to be a registered Republican to vote in the primary. Some have open primaries. Doesn't matter which party you belong to, you can vote. Rush Limbaugh took advantage of this back a while ago, trying to get Hillary Clinton elected in the primary because the Republican nominee was already secured. Why waste your vote on a nominee that's already secured? Let's go ambush the other side in an open primary. Operation Chaos is what he called it. And so it's a tactical maneuver that's been launched several times. It's an opportunity for the other side to sabotage their opponent's primary election in their state. Why would Ted Cruz want to close the primaries? Because in those states that were closed, he owned them. I mean, he won everything. It was the open primary states that Donald Trump did so well in. Now, you could argue that a couple ways. You could say, well, Gavin, that's because he appeals to the left. He appeals to those in the middle, and Ted Cruz doesn't. That may be true. In fact, it is true. I will concede the fact that Donald Trump appeals to those that are moderate, those that are independent, and those that are on the left far better than Ted Cruz does. I'll concede that all day, every day. That's right. But here we are in this situation where Ted Cruz wanted to close it down. Why did he want to close it down? I'm telling you now, Ted Cruz's operation and infrastructure are still in place across this land to make a 2020 run. So they wanted to close the primaries. They didn't achieve that, but that doesn't keep Ted Cruz from wanting to run. He wants to be president more than anything. He's even said if he was offered a Supreme Court bench seat, he would turn it down because he feels like he can do more good in other areas. Well, the other areas are obviously President of the United States. So here we are. It's Ted Cruz's night to speak, and Donald Trump got a copy of his speech ahead of time. The speakers have to turn it in ahead of time so that it can roll on the prompter. The teleprompter has to be fed that, and they have to type it in. They have to plug it in ahead of time. Moreover, I'm pretty sure it's a rule of the convention that you have to turn in your speech. Donald Trump saw what Ted Cruz was going to say, but most importantly, what he wasn't going to say. Donald Trump didn't stop him from going out there. He didn't put on the kibosh. He let him go. Now, is that out of respect for differing opinions, or is that a, hey, I know what's going to happen tonight. If you say those words, I'm going to give you the opportunity to hang yourself. Go get them. And so all of this, the speech was incredible. We're going to get into that. The speech was incredible. But he did not directly endorse Donald Trump. As a result, he got booed off stage. And so that brings us to this moral dilemma we have with Ted Cruz. is he violating his pledge? Or is what he's saying grounds to say, you know what, that's no longer valid? That's really the question on the table. And as voters, what does it mean to us? We're going to take an early break. We're going to answer all those questions next.
The Gavin Mitchell Show. It's summertime again, ladies. Time to break out those sandals and give your toenails a little TLC. The nail technicians at Friendly Nails in Cleburne, Texas are ready to provide you with professional and friendly service. From manicures to pedicures and a variety of specialized services such as acrylic nails, facials, and waxing. Custom designs and a variety of stones to accent your nails are also available. The technicians at Friendly Nails are all licensed and trained in the latest technology and have experience applying every kind of polish on the market. So stop by and be treated like royalty. Relax in their massage chairs and unwind. Full body massage therapy is also available by appointment only. For all you guys wanting to give your special lady a little treat, $50 gift certificates are available now for $40, and anyone who mentions hearing about Friendly Nails on the Gavin Mitchell Show or KLIF will get $10 off any $50 purchase. Friendly Nails is open 7 days a week, Monday through Saturday from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. and Sundays from 12 p.m. to 5 p.m. Located at 180 North Ridgeway Drive in Cleburne, Texas. Call them at 817-641-3400. Walk-ins are welcome.
Tired of paying outrageous prices for Viagra? Well, we have great news for you. Now you can finally get Viagra at huge discounts. Healthy Man allows you to save up to $500 on Viagra. Why pay U.S. pharmacy prices of $15 per pill or more when you can get Viagra for less than $3 a pill? Call today and get 40 Viagra pills for only $99. This can cost as much as $600 at your local pharmacy. You can't afford not to call us. If you want Viagra at the lowest prices, never pay $15 a pill pharmacy prices again. Get Viagra for less than $3 a pill. Call 1-800-525-8479 today and save up to $500 and get 40 pills for just $99. Healthy Man is fast, easy, and affordable. Operators are waiting at 1-800-525-8479 to take your call now. Call 1-800-525-8479. That's 1-800-525-8479. Again, 1-800-525-8479.
Do you need residential or commercial roof repairs, maintenance, or replacement in the Dallas-Fort Worth area? J-Bow Roofing has over 35 years of experience in the industry, and they have the know-how to keep you dry and comfortable. J-Bow Roofing also offers a roofing system that is warranted against hail of any size, and this is a no-excuse warranty. J-Bow Roofing doesn't want their customers to cringe every time it hails. They want customers to have complete confidence that their roofing system is going to stand up to the task. Basically, J-Bow Roofing wants to stop the insanity, lifetime roofing period. Re-roof once and be done. A J-Bow roof product is aesthetically pleasing and tougher than anything you can find. A J-Bow roof is so nice your neighbors will want it. J-Bow lifetime roofing systems are strong as steel, tougher than hail, and guaranteed. So it'll be the last roof you put on your house. Looking for a price? Get a no-cost, no-obligation quote today at jabeau.com. That's jabeau.com. J-Bow Roofing. Your long-term satisfaction is their immediate goal.
Twisted Roads Trading Post in Crowley, Texas is your premier biker apparel, leather, and accessories store. Stop in and visit with Brothers Ron and Carl Phillips. Twisted Roads Trading Post carries leather jackets, chaps, vests, accessories, gifts, and more. Open 6 days a week, Tuesday through Thursday, 1 p.m. to 6 p.m., Fridays and Saturdays, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m., and on Sundays, 12 p.m. to 5 p.m. Got a motorcycle or truck to sell? Their park and sell lot is now available and anxious to show off your ride. Visit us for sewing, embroidery, and t-shirt printing services. Airbrush services by our friends at Kingdom Custom Creations are also available throughout the week. Call today or visit twistedroadstradingpost.com or find and like them on Facebook. Located west of Crowley on FM 1187, then south on FM 1902. Go 1.3 miles and look for the flags. 817-768-8761. That's 817-768-8761. Twisted Roads Trading Post. If the flags are flying, we're open.
Let's get back to the program. If you're sick of the garbage that comes out of Washington, D.C., then it's time to arm yourself with knowledge from the Blue Collar Professor. Here's your host, Dr. Gavin Mitchell.
If you would like to connect with the show, you can find us on the web, thegavinmitchellshow.com. You're welcome to email me anytime, Gavin@thegavinmitchellshow.com. I promise you I'll read each and every one of those, whether they're nice or not so nice, and I try to respond to as many as I possibly can. And then we are on Twitter, @TheGM Show. So we had last night, and here's what Cruz was trying to do. In 1976, Ronald Reagan ran against the sitting president. And it was a re-election bid for the sitting president. And Ronald Reagan actually lost on the convention floor. It was a contested convention, and he lost. But Ronald Reagan had enough support with the votes cast and enough support with those that were there that when he was asked to come speak, that he spoke so well and his speech was so moving that a lot of those delegates left that convention that night thinking maybe they had chosen the wrong candidate. He was that powerful in what he did. That set the stage for 1980. That laid the groundwork, and he was the guy in 1980. Now, I'm not saying it was an easy election. I'm just saying that helped. Ted Cruz wanted a Ronald Reagan moment last night. He tried to unbind the delegates. He tried to lock up and have closed primaries for Republicans. All of that laying the groundwork for 2020. And then he got on stage and he had a chance to have a Reagan moment. It's important to understand Reagan. Here's parts of his speech from 1976 at the Republican National Convention.
I believe the Republican Party has a platform that is a banner of bold, unmistakable colors with no pale pastel shades. We have just heard a call to arms based on that platform, and a call to us to really be successful in communicating and reveal to the American people the difference between this platform and the platform of the opposing party, which is nothing but a revamp and a reissue and a running of a late show of the thing that we've been hearing from them for the last 40 years. I had an assignment the other day. Someone asked me to write a letter for a time capsule that is going to be opened in Los Angeles 100 years from now on our tricentennial. It sounded like an easy assignment. They suggested I write something about the problems and issues of the day, and I set out to do so, riding down the coast in an automobile, looking at the blue Pacific out on one side and the Santa Ynez Mountains on the other, and I couldn't help but wonder if it was going to be that beautiful 100 years from now as it was on that summer day. And then, as I tried to write, let your own minds turn to that task. You're going to write for people 100 years from now who know all about us. We know nothing about them. We don't know what kind of a world they'll be living in. And suddenly, I thought to myself, if I write of the problems, they'll be the domestic problems of which the President spoke here tonight, the challenges confronting us, the erosion of freedom that has taken place under Democrat rule in this country, the invasion of private rights, the controls and restrictions on the vitality of the great free economy that we enjoy. These are our challenges that we must meet. And then again, there is that challenge of which he spoke, that we live in a world in which the great powers have poised and aimed at each other horrible missiles of destruction, nuclear weapons that can in a matter of minutes arrive in each other's country and destroy virtually the civilized world we live in. And suddenly it dawned on me, those who would read this letter 100 years from now will know whether those missiles were fired. They will know whether we met our challenge, whether they have the freedoms that we have known up until now will depend on what we do here. Will they look back with appreciation and say, thank God for those people in 1976 who headed off that loss of freedom, who kept us now 100 years later free, who kept our world from nuclear destruction? And if we failed, they probably won't get to read the letter at all because it spoke of individual freedom, and they won't be allowed to talk of that or read of it. This is our challenge, and this is why here in this hall tonight, better than we've ever done before, we've got to quit talking to each other and about each other and go out and communicate to the world that we may be fewer in numbers than we've ever been, but we carry the message they're waiting for. We must go forth from here united, determined that what a great general said a few years ago is true. There is no substitute for victory.
It was such a great speech, and we had to cut it down a great deal. We eliminated the applause, but that was Ronald Reagan laying the groundwork for 1980. And you want to know why they call it the Party of Reagan. That's all you need to know right there. But if you listen to Ronald Reagan, it sounds a lot like the same issues we're facing today. The left taking away our liberties and our freedom. Facing this threat that threatens who we are and what we're about. Yes, in 1976, there were nuclear missiles pointed at us. Now it's ISIS. But they're the same problems we faced then, and it's the same fight we have now. And so Ronald Reagan left that stage that night believing that he had an opportunity, and the delegates left questioning whether they chose the right guy. And that's what Ted Cruz was trying to do last night. Here's part of Ted Cruz's speech.
What if this, right now, is our last time? Our last moment to do something for our families and our country. Did we live up to the values we say we believe? Did we do all we really could? That's really what elections should be about. That's why you and millions like you devoted so much time and sacrifice to this campaign. We're fighting not for one particular candidate or one campaign, but because each of us wants to be able to tell our kids and grandkids, our own Carolines, that we did our best for their future and our country. America is more than just a landmass between two oceans. America is an ideal, a simple yet powerful idea. Freedom matters. For much of human history, government power has been the unavoidable constant in life. Government decrees, and the people obey. But not here. We have no king or queen. We have no dictator. We, the people, constrain government. Our nation is exceptional because it was built on the 5 most beautiful and powerful words in the English language. I want to be free. Never has that message been more needed than today. We stand here tonight, a nation divided. Partisan rancor, anger, even hatred are tearing America apart. And citizens are furious, rightly furious, at a political establishment that cynically breaks its promises and that ignores the will of the people. We have to do better. We owe our fallen heroes more than that. Now, of course, Obama and Clinton will also tell you that they care about our children's future. And I want to believe them. But there is a profound difference in our two parties' vision for the future. Theirs is the party that thinks ISIS is a JV team, that responds to the death of Americans at Benghazi by asking, what difference does it make? And that thinks it's possible to make a deal with Iran, which celebrates as holidays Death to America Day and Death to Israel Day. My friends, this is madness. President Obama is a man who does everything backwards. He wants to close Guantanamo Bay and open up our borders. He exports jobs and imports terrorists. Enough is enough.
It was a great speech by Ted Cruz. It truly was. The problem is that he walked off that stage, and he was welcomed with a roar on that convention floor in Cleveland. They were excited to see him, and they were into his speech, and he talked about one of the Dallas officers that was shot and killed a couple weeks ago, and he gave that guy's story, and you could hear a pin drop in that convention hall. He owned that stage. But as his speech grew closer, he made comments like, vote your conscience. And it became very clear that he was not going to endorse Donald Trump. Very clear. And those that supported Trump there on the floor began to boo. They realized what it is. And at first, I thought, man, this guy has hung his hat on this idea of integrity and honesty. And I understand in the political realm, things get twisted and people overreact. The truth may not. But I'm telling you, Ted Cruz has represented my state in the Senate. We knew him as Solicitor General. He is everything he said he was. Point blank. I'm not bitter that Ted Cruz lost. Ted Cruz was my guy. I'm not bitter. I understand we must turn our attention to keeping Hillary out of the White House. It's that simple to me. Is Donald Trump my favorite? No. Was he my number one? No. If you ask me, is he a rip-rock conservative? My answer is no, he's not. But he's a million times better than Hillary Clinton. But for a guy in Ted Cruz, who I like a lot, to not honor his pledge bothers me a great deal. It really is as simple as do what you say you're going to do. Even if circumstances change, the winds blow, the waters shift, you gave your word. And my grandpa taught me. He's been gone probably about 5 years now. He taught me several things. But one of his sayings that resonates: make sure your word's worth something, because there's going to come a day where all you have is your word. And if it's not worth anything, you've got nothing. And so as a guy who likes Cruz, I'm disturbed that he's not honoring his pledge. But then I try to step back and look at this objectively. Why the disdain for just Ted Cruz? Why are we this is dominating the media. It's taking the headlines. This is all people are talking about. What makes Ted Cruz's endorsement so valuable? This is a guy that those that are aligned with Trump and they pledge their allegiance to Trump, they disdain this guy. Just surf around on social media for 20 minutes. There is a passionate hate for Ted Cruz. And if that's true, if he is lying Ted, if he's all these things they say he is, why is his endorsement so valuable? Why is it so important? Why isn't Jeb Bush or Marco Rubio or Carly Fiorina, why aren't these people being attacked the way Ted Cruz is? I don't have that answer. But Donald Trump answered this very clearly. He said, look, Ted Cruz didn't honor his pledge. It's how it goes. I saw the speech. I let him go anyway. It's not a big deal. That's straight from Donald Trump's mouth. I agree. It's not a big deal. And this is the message I want to scream. I'm disappointed in Ted Cruz. But at the same time, why is Ted Cruz relevant to what we're trying to do here? Why does he matter? He's not even on the card anymore. Never mind the undercard. This is a Donald Trump versus Hillary Clinton election. I have said it over and over and over and over and over again. That is what we are facing. Donald Trump versus Hillary Clinton. And the mission is clear to anybody that has an IQ above room temperature. It is to keep Hillary Clinton out of the White House at all cost. Now, if you are a huge fan of Donald Trump, that's an easy decision. If you are not a huge fan of Donald Trump, it should still be an easy decision. And I don't understand why we're wasting time on Ted Cruz or anybody else instead of focusing on the goal at hand. We have a mission to complete because the stakes are higher than they have ever been for this country. Our moral fabric is being ripped apart from the left. We are being invaded by terrorists. We are making deals with Iran. Are you kidding me? We don't value American life anymore. We're all for illegal immigration and just handing stuff out. We don't believe in a hard day's work to earn what you get. Our social issues and religious liberties are going down the drain. Cops are being executed in the line of duty. It means more now than ever. Now, what is Ted Cruz's response to all this? He said the day that, and I'm paraphrasing here, that, well, he said he's not a servile puppy dog, saying when anyone says come here, he comes. But he did sign a pledge. His problem is that he's saying that pledge was null and void the day he attacked his wife and the day he attacked his father. That pledge was not a blanket commitment that if you go and slander and attack Heidi, I'm going to nonetheless come like a servile puppy dog and say thank you very much for mangling my wife and my father. He accused his wife of being part of the JFK hit. It's Donald Trump. You can say a lot about Donald Trump, but one thing nobody will argue, he's got a loose mouth. And so that's Donald Trump's response. And I'm not in the habit of supporting people who attack my wife and attack my father. So those tweets, those messages, they resonated with Ted Cruz. This would be a lot different if those never happened. I understand where he's coming from. Don't shut me down. Just listen. Put yourself in his shoes. How would you feel right now? Would you jump up there and say, rah, rah? No, but I'm arguing it doesn't matter. Now, Chris Christie responded. I guess he's the new bulldog for Donald Trump. Christie said Cruz's speech was awful and selfish and that Cruz signed a pledge and it's his job to keep his word. And I think the performance, and that makes no sense. It's not grammatically correct. You saw up there is why Ted has so richly deserved the reputation he's developed on Capitol Hill. Maybe so. I'm telling you, I'm torn on this because if somebody came at my wife and my father that way, I wouldn't be a fan of them, but at the same time, your word is your bond. I'm torn, but what I'm leaving here with is it shouldn't matter. It's something that shouldn't even be on the radar. We should be focusing our sights on Hillary Clinton moving forward. That's where we've got to be. Now, Jeff Rowe, who is still, right now, Ted Cruz's campaign manager, came out and said, hey, this guy turned in his political testicles a long time ago, talking about Christie, talking about how Christie was so harsh on Trump, and after he got out, he hitched his wagon to Trump, and then he just became a bobblehead standing behind him. Whatever you say, whatever you want. Rush mentioned today that there was an article out there that Christie has gone so far as to make lunch runs for Donald Trump. And Rush just ran with it. He's like, could you imagine Trump saying, hey, Christie, I want a Whopper. And Christie running across the street to the Burger King and ordering a Whopper and bringing it back to Donald Trump. And it's funny, but here is the takeaway. Before we move on from this, it shouldn't matter. We can't let this garbage get in the way. If these two guys, these three guys, these four guys want to go at each other, let them have at it. But we, the citizens, we, the voters, have to see the bigger picture. We have to understand what's going on. Let them duke it out. It has nothing to do with us. We have got to put our swords down. We've got to unite, and we've got to keep Hillary Clinton out of the White House. I don't care if Ted Cruz endorses Donald Trump or not. I can think for myself. I've got something between my ears, and I know you do too, and we have to see the big picture, and we've got to work towards our goal. It's a common goal. It's a necessary goal, and if we care about this country, we've got to put that aside. Ted Cruz should be an afterthought at this point. It's fun to talk about. It's fun to debate. But hitching your emotional wagon to this situation is exactly what the left wants. Let it be, let it lie, be bigger than this, and help save our country.
The Gavin Mitchell Show.
Are you getting squeezed by the economic downturn? Hey, you were doing fine. Then, all of a sudden, you're having a tough time paying your family's credit card bills. Maybe you were downsized or even lost a job, but you still owe 10 grand or more in credit card bills. And you just can't afford the minimum payments anymore. We're here to help. We are the Genesis Debt Partners. We know the secrets to negotiate better terms with your creditors. Make a free 10-minute call right now and learn how we can help you get out of debt. 800-807-9767. If you owe 10 grand or more in credit card debt and you want to learn how you can pay less and get out of debt faster, call right now. 800-807-9767. 800-807-9767. Get out of debt now. 800-807-9767.
Hey everybody, your pal Gavin Mitchell here from my friends at Texas Elite Landscape. We all have that embarrassing spot in our yard we just can't seem to get grass to grow. Or perhaps you're tired of pumping hundreds and thousands of dollars into your yard just to get it to turn green when the weather warms up. Or maybe the constant maintenance is just too much to bear. Well, my friends at Texas Elite Landscaping are the most respected synthetic grass installation specialist in North Texas. Locally owned and operated, they have installed over 1 million square feet of the highest quality grass made right here in the USA. And I know what you're thinking. Is it pet and child friendly? You bet it is. So whether you want your yard looking picture perfect year round, no matter what the season is, or perhaps you'd like a putting green in the backyard to keep your husband home on Saturdays, give my friends at Texas Elite Landscaping a call today. 214-298-7726. That's 214-298-7726. Or find them at TexasEliteLandscaping.com.
Is debt beating you down? You need discipline. You need the Debt Ninja. If you've been caught in a financial trap and need to be set free, then you need the Debt Ninja. Want to stop those harassing collection calls, start saving thousands in interest and fees, and get out of debt fast? Then you need to call the Debt Ninja. The Debt Ninja will find the best companies across the country that will help you consolidate all your bills into one easy payment, reduce your payments by 30 to 50%, and get you out of debt fast. If you have unsecured debt of $10,000 or more, such as credit cards, loans, or medical bills, call the Debt Ninja for a free 15-minute consultation.
Call 800-824-3301. 800-824-3301. That's 800-824-3301. Call today.
The Debt Ninja.
Boy, man, I had a rough night's sleep. Boy, I got a letter from the IRS yesterday, and I just couldn't sleep. Man, I'm dying here. Somebody help me.
IRS problems affect more than just your finances. If you're ready to take back control of your life and you owe more than $10,000, you need to call the Tax Doctor. Their expert staff can immediately protect you from the IRS and state collectors and get you the best possible tax settlement guaranteed. The IRS has recently released new programs geared in helping struggling taxpayers, where you may qualify to settle your tax debt and wipe out up to 85% or more of what you currently owe. If you owe $10,000 or more in back taxes, call the Tax Doctor right now. See if you qualify to pay less. 800-631-9123. 800-631-9123. 800-631-9123. Again, 800-631-9123.
Hey, liberals, try rooting for your own country for a change. Our blue-collar educator of all things common sense does. Now, back to the Gavin Mitchell Show.
If you are looking for the show throughout the week, you can find us each and every day on conservativeradionetwork.com. That's 5 p.m. Central Time. It is also conservativeradionetwork.com that powers Red Nation Rising Radio. So 5 p.m. Central on both outlets. You can find us on K98 Talk, the 405 Media, Sackheads Radio, High Plains Radio, StreamingTalkRadio.com, and IPBN-FM.com each and every day. Special thanks to those guys for carrying the show. It means the world to us, and that list is getting long. It's almost too long to run them down, but it's important to us that we give those guys the recognition and you throw your support behind each and every one of them. You can find the show on demand, iTunes, Spreaker, TuneIn, and Google Play. And then each and every Saturday night, News and Information 570 KLIF, 8 p.m. Central, is when we have our live offering. It's the one time a week you are able to be a part of the show, pick up the phone, call in, let's have a conversation on air. That is why we do it. But if you are outside the Dallas-Fort Worth area, fear not. You can still find the show live at 8 p.m. Central on KLIF.com, the405media.com, and our flagship station, conservativeradionetwork.com. They all carry the show live on their stream. So I've expressed my incredible frustration with the attention that Ted Cruz's lack of endorsement caused. And I understand the frustration, but Trump is our candidate. It's that simple. All of this is just extracurricular, diverting our attention. But this situation wasn't the only situation yesterday. There were some good things, if you can get over this, that came out of the convention. Laura Ingraham was a rock star last night, and I don't like Laura Ingraham. She bores me to death, but she was fantastic last night. She was great. And I thought, yeah, you know what? If us talk show hosts are going to be represented by somebody other than me, quite frankly, or my buddy Matt Locke, or I'm okay with the outcome. She may not have been the person I chose, but I would have been okay with the outcome. So it was a fantastic job by her. Governor Scott Walker was outstanding. But to me, even with all of this, the guy that stole the show, and keep in mind, I'm able to put that whole Ted Cruz thing in perspective, was Governor Mike Pence. I knew I liked this guy. But I am standing up clapping in my living room as I am watching him give this speech. And I even tweeted out, and I am upset. Let the state of Indiana know right now, Gavin Mitchell's not a happy camper, that you haven't shared this guy with the country before last night. That is unacceptable. It's selfish, and I just do not approve. This guy is fantastic. When Matt Locke told us that this guy is a rip-rock conservative, and there were some little things he wasn't happy with, but overall, this is the guy we want, I thought, yeah. But it resonated with me last night. And so I'm excited about Mike Pence. I'm excited about his future. I'm getting excited about this movement. I think that Donald Trump, and put yourself in Donald Trump's position. Given the past, what are you going to do? How do you navigate these waters if you truly want to shift direction? He's doing everything he can. Only time will tell if this is who Donald Trump really is. But he's making all the right steps. The fact that he didn't unleash his Twitter account on Ted Cruz last night and said, who really cares? That's what I need. And tonight is the night. Tonight is the night for Donald Trump to reintroduce himself to the entire world. This is his chance. He needs to forget about who's in that room, and he needs to focus on those people that are sitting at home who haven't decided which way they're going to go. This is his chance. And he's got a great chance, and the foundation is laid. He needs to step up and seize it. It would be fantastic. Now, while all of this is going on, the left is putting their convention together. And the police officers union in Philadelphia, where it's going to be hosted, the Philadelphia Fraternal Order of Police, they are some kind of upset at the DNC and at Hillary Clinton because they brought and invited the mothers of Trayvon Martin, Michael Brown, and Eric Gardner. All of these are part of these Black Lives Matter executions, and we've debunked all of that. But they've invited them to speak. But none of the widows or families of fallen police officers were invited to speak, and the police of Philadelphia are furious that Hillary Clinton is supporting Black Lives Matter and not taking the side she needs to on this. And good for them. Good for them for standing up, because that's exactly true. And the only reason Hillary Clinton's doing it, she doesn't care about black lives. There are no black people in Hillary Clinton's neighborhood. I promise you that. She couldn't care less. The only reason she's doing it is because she needs that vote. She needs that voter's block. And she is doing it at the cost of the relationship with the Philadelphia police. What a horrible move. Because it is the Cleveland police that have been heralded, that have been praised for them keeping order around Cleveland while this is going on. Because remember, Black Lives Matter and all these other groups were going to target these conventions. But the Cleveland police are doing a fantastic job. And what does Hillary Clinton do the week before their convention? She just ticks them all off. Great play, Hillary Clinton. You continue to make great decisions.
The Gavin Mitchell Show.
You hear the headlines. You know health insurance is a real mess right now. Premiums have skyrocketed, and in most cases, you're stuck with your plan until open enrollment. But there's a government rule that allows you to qualify for lower health insurance rates if your life has changed. That means if you've changed jobs, if you're having a child, if you're getting married, if you're getting divorced, even if you run a small business or you're self-employed, this law may qualify you to get lower health insurance rates. Call the Health Insurance Hotline today. Learn how this 10-minute call can help you get lower health insurance rates. This is a free service to help consumers learn the laws to help them qualify for lower health insurance rates. So call right now to learn more. 800-926-4501, 800-926-4501, 800-926-4501, 800-926-4501.
Hey folks, Gavin Mitchell here. If you're in the market for a new car or truck, Jerry Chevrolet in Weatherford has been family owned and operated for nearly 50 years, and my family has done business with Jerry for 25 of those. Jerry's proudly built a reputation of working hard to provide their customers with great service and exceptional value. Jerry Chevrolet has hundreds of new trucks in stock, and they are always marked with the absolute lowest price. Come test drive the Chevy Silverado or the Colorado today and get yourself a $25 prepaid Visa gift card for doing it. When you go online at jerrychevytexas.com, Jerry will offer you a $25 prepaid Visa gift card just for stopping in. No purchase necessary. It's as easy as that. If you have a trade-in, Jerry Chevrolet is always looking for quality used cars, and you can go to jerrychevytexas.com today and find out what your vehicle is worth. Find new roads at Jerry Chevrolet in Weatherford and at jerrychevytexas.com. Come out our way and trade your way. Tell them Gavin sent you.
Attention business owners. We know that owning a business means getting things done right now. So if your right now list includes a new building, call the Right Now Company. General Steel. We can design a building for your business quickly and save you thousands of dollars. That's right, thousands. You may think General Steel only builds large projects or that you can't afford General Steel quality. Well, check these prices. How about a 40 by 60 foot building for under $22,000? Or even a 50 by 100 for under $35,000? That's right, a 5,000 square foot building for under $35,000. And these buildings all have General Steel quality. Best of all, you can still order a building and have it delivered in time to build this year. How's that for right now? So if your right now list includes a new building, call the Right Now Company, General Steel.
800-398-8309, 800-398-8309, 800-398-8309. That's 800-398-8309.
Hey everybody, Gavin Mitchell from The Gavin Mitchell Show here. Of course you can find our show every week on our flagship station, News and Information, 570 AM KLIF, but sometimes once a week just isn't enough. I would encourage you to go out to our website, www.thegavinmitchellshow.com, and there you'll find a plethora of information about the show, including archived episodes of our daily podcast. You'll find a blog written by me and other conservative writers, and entertaining videos that are available with the Gavin Mitchell Experience. I would encourage you to follow us on Twitter at The GM Show. We are on Facebook, facebook.com/The Gavin Mitchell Show. And of course, we are on our flagship station for the internet, conservativeradionetwork.com, with the most talented conservative podcasters in the country. So be sure to tune in Saturdays at 8 p.m. right here on News and Information 570 AM KLIF, or through the week at conservativeradionetwork.com or www.thegavinmitchellshow.com.
If you happen to drive by the studios during a commercial break and you see a guy on the roof waving an American flag, that's our blue-collar doctor of common sense. And now here he is, your host, Dr. Gavin Mitchell.
I have a question for you. You, the everyday American, the hardworking American, how hard is it for you to get a state-issued ID, a driver's license, an ID card, a passport, military ID card, a concealed permit? Anything. How hard is it to just get one of those? It's necessary. You can't do much without it. You can't drive a car, but if you don't have a car, you can't cash your paycheck. If you don't have a paycheck and you're on welfare or food stamps, you got to have it to get those. There's just not much you can do without that ID. Well, the state of Texas said you got to have it to vote too, which makes sense to me. With the amount of voter fraud that goes on, you want to make sure that people that are eligible to vote are the people that are actually voting. You need a government-issued ID. Why is this such a far reach for the left? I'll tell you why it's a far reach for the left. Because the left needs the illegal immigrant vote. They have to have it. Otherwise, they do not succeed. And Texas passed this law that said you had to have one of 7 forms of ID, and a school ID isn't one of those, because you could be from Indiana, you could be from New York, Michigan, it doesn't matter, and you could come to school in Texas and get a Texas ID. That doesn't mean you're eligible to vote in Texas. And Texas said, look, it's a government-issued ID, and we get that not everybody can afford one, so there's a program where you can get a free ID. It's no longer a financial burden. Well, the Fifth Circuit Court of Appeals for the United States, which is traditionally a conservative circuit, said, you know what? This law has a discriminatory effect. Now, they didn't strike down the law. They sent it back to the district court and said, you have to rework this. You have to rewrite the law, district court, so that low-income African Americans and Latino voters aren't discriminated against. I'm left scratching my head. I don't understand this at all. Yes, it is the most restrictive, but it's also the most necessary. I want you to think back and recall when the last time you heard about discussions of voter fraud. It happens every election. Now, when is the last time that you heard of somebody that is eligible to vote not being able to vote because they didn't have an ID? Yeah, people forget them, but they go home and get them. But I mean that honestly didn't have the resources, the wherewithal, wasn't able to go get a birth certificate. So it doesn't happen. Everybody has an ID. The only people that don't are the people that don't want to be found, the illegal immigrants. I'm telling you right now. I'll be honest, I don't know a ton of black people. It's not like all my friends are black, the way people say so when they're trying to prove they're not racist. But of the African Americans I know, they've all got IDs. None of them are rich. Some of them might even be low income. I don't crawl into their business, but they've all got IDs. Why is this so crazy? Why is this such a horrible idea to make sure? To me, this seems like a narrowly tailored law to make sure that the very democratic process that we have in this country is safe and not able to be manipulated, and voter fraud isn't allowed in. Why is that so nuts? The left thinks it is. And they're extremely pleased with this outcome, Attorney Jerry Hubert says. This law will no longer prevent eligible voters from casting a ballot this November. I don't think it did to begin with. But this is what the left does. You want to know why they want to let all those Syrians in. You want to know why they don't want to secure our border. Because it is a very important voter bloc for the left. It's how they win elections. It's how they win elections. It's how they stay in power. They champion the causes of the illegal immigrant. They offer them benefits. They're treated better than our military and U.S. citizens are. And they're going to make sure they vote one way or the other. And if they have to dump a ton of money in fighting a state, by the way, that is sovereign in its own right, that gets to write these type of statutes and these type of laws, they're willing to challenge that to secure their positions in government. That shouldn't be a secret. What do you do? Hey, today is Matt Locke's birthday. Be sure to get a hold of him and tell him happy birthday at Matt Locke Show on Twitter. Tell him happy birthday. I don't know if it's 62 or 26. I lost count. But it's Matt Locke's birthday. In the words of the great Ray Wiley Hubbard, on the days I keep my gratitude higher than my expectations, well, I have really good days. I hope you have a great day. For the great Ron Phillips, I'm Gavin Mitchell. This has been a Pinnacle Broadcast Holdings production. We'll see you tomorrow.